Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So here we have a 2014 Hyundai Elantra. You can see it's a little bit clear, but right over here you got some oxidation coming in. You got some clear coat failing right here, and just overall scratches. So this is more than likely a kind of issue with more so road debris. You can see the oxidation starting right over here on the top. This side, same thing. Right here in particular, you can see the clear coat's failing right there, and just starting to turn yellow over here on the top. So this is going to be a 320. Starting with a 320, a really coarse grit to really remove everything. Shouldn't take that long. What I'll do is start with a really light dry sand to kind of remove everything or kind of really scratch it up. So these are one of my top harder ones to do, the Hyundai Elantras. Also doing the fog lights. So the fog lights, you can see they're not like oxidized or nothing, but there's a lot of chips and scratches from road debris, so get those knocked out as well. Same thing, start with 320 on these. Well, might be able to do 400, we'll check. So it is 9:45. I'm gonna say this is probably gonna take me with the fog lights probably an hour. So I'll challenge myself, see if my quote system is still good on my time. So that's the thing about vehicles like this. The clear coat might appear to be in good condition, but it's actually pretty deteriorated, so therefore it'd be very easy to remove the old clear coat. You won't really know that until after you, like that first swipe of the sandpaper on the headlight. So we are close to the airport, so it might be a little hard to hear me. But it's a beautiful day today. Started a little cold. It was like maybe 52 degrees this morning. Now it's just, this is my second one for the day. Started early. So it's funny because you get out and you got your sweater on and everything, and then after you do your first one, kind of get a little warmed up. Yeah, we should be able to get a really good result. So for those of you who are getting the next gen kits, whenever I arrive to the job, I always kind of put them on the top of the car here so that they can kind of warm up a little bit. You want them at room temp or just a little warm. Morning! Because it's, I mean, I'm pretty much in the clear. There's not really any humidity out right now, or high humidity, so I don't really have to do that. So I'm going to scuff this up so I can see where the clear coat is in better condition. So I'm sending it now, and I can already feel that it's pretty deteriorated. So you can see all the spots right here. So this is actually perfect. So right here, that was just a thin layer of oxidation, maybe a little bit of clear coat. And right here, these little spots, that's where the clear coat's a whole lot more stubborn. So traditionally, all of this would be kind of like that right there, but this is pretty deteriorated, very weak clear coat. So at this point, so it should be pretty easy. So that's a good strategy for you. If you are restoring a headlight and you're like, I don't know how stubborn the clear coat is, just do like a quick dry sand over just to kind of scuff it up. Alright, so you can see it's starting to get caked up really bad, so now we'll start diving into it. So I don't know how well you can see on the camera, but you can see right here, those spots, they're a little bit darker. So I'll sand and I'll spray so I can see that. And then I'll be able to tell if I need to keep sanding there or not. So you're not just shooting in the dark. Alright, yeah, much better. So everything's all, so you can see right here, that's where I haven't gotten, and that's where I have gotten, so you can see the difference. And I will say that the edges of the headlight are very easy to forget, or you may not do enough on there because you got to kind of get pretty close. You can't forget the edges. Let's go ahead and flip this back over. I had somebody ask about the sandpaper that I'm using. So it's a silicon carbide sandpaper. It's really good for wet or dry sanding. So for those, I don't really like, these are reusable. So what I'll do, I can just let them kind of dry out, and they'll be just as good again. So they are reusable, which I probably should start doing. I should probably start drying them out. I just want to take a good layer of the polycarbonate off so that I can kind of start fresh. Remove all the scratches, all the old clear coat. Alright, so let's do an inspection. You can see everything's pretty much gone. Actually, there's A few little tiny spots that need a little bit more love. So I can finish that with the 400. Let's go ahead and get this scuffed up to see how this is looking. Yeah, so these ones are going to be a little pain. Not too bad, but yeah, it's coming off pretty easy. Dog lights can sometimes be a pretty big pain. So this is the Hyundai Elantra GT, the hatchback edition, and I absolutely love the hatchbacks. This was actually one of the cars that I was looking for when I wanted to get into the business. So we're moving on to 400 now. Just gonna remove all of the scratches I made from the 320. But I love the hatchbacks because it makes it a lot easier. I had a sedan. I was originally using an Altima, and it was killing my back because I had to kind of bend down. So if you are in the business, or if you're getting into the business, think about getting into the business, I recommend a hatchback. Alright, we're making good progress here. Yeah. Almost so you can see how the water's repelling right here. That's how you know that even the surface of the headlight is getting so smooth that the water can't stick to it. So, very good indicator. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to happen on the whole entire lens, just like in some spots, if you're sanding the whole entire thing evenly. Morning. Good, how are you? Alright. So, we'll move on to the 6 for the actual headlight. So So far so good with it. It's not too hard. It's coming out better than I expected, we'll say that. Yeah, I had this one, and I just did a Mini Cooper before this one, and those are a huge pain. The headlights itself, very, very easy. Basic layer of oxidation, no micro cracking, no intact clear coat, but the masking, when you're masking off a Mini Cooper, it is such a pain, because they're round, so it can take you a little bit longer to do those. Those ones you can charge a little extra for if you wanted. So these Hyundais, they notoriously have a little haze right here, usually. Now, my trained eye, I don't really see anything. So we might be in the clear, but you never truly know until you restore it. So I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. Alright, you can see the water repelling, so this light is good to go. Finish with 6 on this side. I had somebody ask, I get a lot of questions, a lot of emails, so sometimes it gets a little repetitive for me to say somebody asked, but I do encourage people to ask questions a lot, because I said it before, there's no like guide or somebody doing this full-time like as a business, so I always encourage people to ask me questions about the business. If it's something you want to get into. And you know, somebody brought up a pretty good point when they were asking me, you know, about overhead, if it's, you know, if it's a good business model. And they explained to me that they were looking to start a business, and they were looking at lawn care, they were looking at detailing and all this other stuff, and they were explaining to me that one of the key highlights to this business is the low startup cost and the low overhead. So I kind of sat there and thought about it. I was like, well, yeah, like think about it, if you start a lawn care business, you got to get a trailer, you got to get all the equipment, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, and the average lawn goes for, well, in my area at least, I think it's like $150 a month. So, actually, that's steep. I think it's actually 100. So, you think about the time it takes you to get all that set up, how long it takes you to mow a lawn, the upkeep for that, maintenance for the vehicle or for the equipment. I was like, yeah, I never really thought about that. So then you take detailing, if you want to start a detailing business, kind of the same thing. Gotta get the trailer. I mean, obviously you can work out of your car, but you know, if you're getting all the right equipment, steamer and all that, you know, you're going to need a trailer or a big SUV. So when I use the blower, I'm not so much as doing it to dry it, but I'm more so doing it to blow out any trapped water in the crevices, because just like when I was blowing it out right here and all that water came out, if you're applying a clear coat or using the same method, the pressure from the can is going to blow that out, and it's going to blow it right onto the lens. So you always want to make sure it's dry. Alright, yes, I am a little messy today. Wedge it in there like that. Try to. Sometimes it doesn't work, but yes, I know. Why don't you just pop the head? Because I'm lazy. There we go for an answer. Whew. Alright, so it's not too windy today, but I still want to kind of mash this on here. So with my luck, I'll spray it and then all the wind will start, and then you don't want any problems. Alright. Definitely don't want this thing breaking. These things are stupid expensive for no reason. Like I think I said in a few videos ago, or one of the videos, that we're doing the flea markets now, so I gotta buy a few more, and I'm not looking forward to that payment. Alright, so you can see the lens is nice and milky. No need to polish or anything because the clear coat has filling properties in it. We're using the Next Gen Headlight Solutions Headlight Restoration Clear Coat. Completely skip the polishing step. So I'm just going to do some nice even strafes back and forth. See, there's the wind. So I'll do this test spurt just to make sure that it's not like spinning or anything. And then you want to spray it, shake it if need be, spray it, shake it if need be, but we should be good. Alright, So you don't see any, there's a little bit of flash off right here, but whenever you spray it, you want to look for any texturing or any spots that you missed. You saw I missed a little spot right there, so I touched it up, and that looks great. So I'm just going to let it sit. I'm going to put this back over here. So whenever you're spraying clear coat, there's an effect called flash off. I've explained it before in the past quite a few times, but it's when the solvents in the clear coat start to evaporate, and sometimes whenever you first spray it, it's super foggy. Just gotta kind of evaporate a little bit, kind of flash off. Ways you can prevent that are making sure the can is at room temperature, because think about it, if it's kind of warmer with the can, it'll evaporate faster. So making sure the can is at room temperature, shaking it very thoroughly before spraying. Another huge factor that people typically kind of forget about is the humidity levels. If it's super humid, the water in the air will cause it to look pretty hazy when first spraying. So a few things to bear in mind. So this customer is getting the lifetime warranty for this. So if it ever, or when it ever fogs up again, just come back out and redo it. Yeah, the lifetime warranty, since I started, because a lot of you guys were like, hey, you need to increase your price. So I was like, well, let me try lifetime warranty and see how that works. And almost every other customer is getting it. So I've said in the past, no headlight restoration is permanent. You're eventually going to have to redo it. So got a lot of value when it comes to offering that lifetime warranty. I just upgraded these. I've got new bottles and I'm not too happy with them because they take up too much room. I can't fit as many in the bucket, so the other ones were just, this one supposedly you can spray it upside down, so it's pretty useful. But yeah, it's good to offer lifetime warranty or just warranty in general, because if you have a lot of competition, odds are that competition's probably not offering a warranty, or at least they'll offer a really crappy warranty, like a 6-month warranty. This one looked better than that side, and it's coming off 10 times easier. Yeah, sometimes you can get fooled. But yeah, as far as warranty goes, it's really up to you. Because I think on my warranty video, or how to price your restoration, I can't tell you guys what to charge for your service. Something you gotta figure out on your own. If you want to charge $25 a headlight, by all means. All the information that I'm giving you is based on my experience, and I'll say that until I'm blue in the face. It's based on my experience. I'm telling you guys what got me where I am. Because again, there's nobody, there's no guide online. No guide online, no, hey, this kind of vehicle is harder than that kind of vehicle. This is 400 now, so I started with a 320 and removing all the scratches I made with the 320 with the 400. So, but I always say that my door is always open if anybody has any questions about the business, if they have any concerns. But I can only give you advice. I can't, I can only give you my input, and that doesn't mean that, some stuff you got to figure out on your own. Like if I started again, as far as my pricing goes, I would add like a disclaimer saying starting at the beginning, like starting at $74.95 or starting at $89.99, because when I first started, I didn't really know how much the manufacturer's clear coats differ from each other. And had I known that, like, I definitely would have started adding a disclaimer and started doing like a quote system, because in my opinion, a F-150 customer should be paying more than a Honda Civic customer, because they're night and day difficulty. You might be thinking, oh, that's a little greedy. Well, think about it like this. I could do 3 Honda Civics in the time that it takes me to do 1 F-150. So, think about it like that. It's like, okay, I could do this vehicle. It's going to take me more time, so why should I charge a little bit more for it? And granted, that's if you're using the old method, sand polish, McGuire's method. So, just food for thought. If you're starting the business, at least add a disclaimer. That's one recommendation I'll make regardless of what advice you ask. That way, you know, you can go to a quote system and be able to charge what you want. Because if you advertise, you know, $60, $60, and you have a F-150 customer say, oh, it's only $60, alright, I'll do it. Like, you're gonna be like, dang. Can't believe I told him $60 for this hard vehicle. So again, didn't know that at the time, so I just always stuck with $90. And people who do tell me you need to increase your price, they're using the sand and polish method, so their method takes a lot longer. So to them, it's like, okay, if it takes me an hour and a half, 2 hours to do one headlight or one job, you're crazy for only charging $90. But if it's only taking me 30 minutes on average to do a job, you know, it's relative, it's different. Just gotta get out there and do it. If you're gonna start the business, just do it. You know, don't make excuses. Oh, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. It's not the right time, blah blah blah. It's never the perfect time. There's no such thing as a perfect time, except for dinner. So also a cute little advice, when you are using this kind of paper, try to mirror it so that you kind of save a little bit, because sometimes you might need a little bit more. So try to put this side, this masking paper, in the same position you put it. Sometimes I'll forget too, especially if I'm filming, I'll forget. Like, oh, that went here, but alright, so I'm gonna take a wild guess at what the time is. Let's see how good my time is. So I'm gonna say it's, I started at 9:45. I'm gonna say it's 10:15. Oh, 10:21. Close. Alright, so for the clear coat, if you get any clear coat on the body, all you do is get your rubbing alcohol, soak it in a lint-free towel. Do not use towels that have lint on them, because if you spray the headlight and it's still wet and you're using a very linty towel, it's going to get all over the headlight and it's going to look bad. So make sure you are using lint-free. Alright, so same thing. Just gonna kind of strafe back and forth. Alright. Got a little flash off right there, but just gonna let it dry out. Alright guys, so here's the finished result. You can see there's a little hologram effect right here. That's from some micro cracking over there. Got all that oxidation off, all the scratches, the old clear coat. Same thing on this side. So this one had a lot of micro cracking right here, so you can actually see the hologram effect from it. But much better. Thanks for watching.